Hello and welcome to Modern Skills in English. Today we're talking about the feeling after a small argument with a friend. That strange, heavy silence where you're not fighting anymore, but you're definitely not okay.
That's the worst feeling in the world. It's not anger anymore. It's just awkward. I had this with my roommate last week over something so small. I think it was about who should buy milk. And now, every time we're in the kitchen together, the silence is so loud. I feel sick about it. I keep thinking, should I say something? Or should I just wait for it to disappear? But what if it doesn't?
That question is exactly what we're exploring. Most people focus on how to win an argument. They almost never think about how to repair the connection after the argument is over. We think that disagreement is the moment of damage. But what if the real damage happens in the quiet days that follow?
You think the silence is worse than the fight. That's an interesting way to put it. I always thought giving someone space, letting things cool off, was the smart thing to do.
It sounds reasonable. We tell ourselves we're being mature by waiting. We don't want to make things worse. But often, that cooling off period doesn't cool anything. It just gives negative feelings time to grow. In the silence, we tell ourselves stories. He must still be angry. She obviously doesn't care. I was right and they know it.
Wow. I am literally doing that right now. I'm imagining my roommate is thinking all these things about me. In my head, this tiny argument about milk has become this huge test of our friendship.
Exactly. The mind hates a vacuum. When there's no communication, we fill the silence with our own fears and assumptions. And that's where a small hurt can harden into something much more difficult to fix. It can become resentment.
Resentment. That's a strong word, but it feels right. A few days ago, it was just a silly argument. Now when I see him, I feel this little knot of frustration. I'm starting to remember other small things he's done that annoyed me.
And that's the danger of silence. It lets the story change from "we had a disagreement" to "this person is a problem." The friendship starts to feel heavy. The trust starts to crack. And it all happens quietly, long after the shouting has stopped.
Okay, so waiting is dangerous. I get that. But what's the alternative? Do I have to go back and restart the argument? Do I have to say, hey, about the milk? Because that sounds awful. It feels like I'm asking for another fight.
This is the second misunderstanding that traps people. We believe the only way to fix the silence is to solve the original problem. So we think we have to prepare for a big, difficult conversation about who was right and who was wrong.
Yes, exactly. And I don't want to do that. I don't even care about the milk anymore. I just want things to feel normal again.
Then the goal of your first conversation back should not be to solve the problem. The goal should be to solve the silence. The first step isn't to agree on the past. It's simply to acknowledge the present.
Acknowledge the present. What does that mean? Just say, hey, it feels awkward between us.
That's a perfect way to say it. You're not saying, let's talk about the milk. You're not saying, you were wrong. You're just holding up a mirror to the reality of the situation. You are naming the uncomfortable feeling that you are both already experiencing.
Hey, this silence feels weird. It sounds so simple, but saying it feels huge. I don't know why.
Because saying it makes you feel vulnerable.
Vulnerable. Yes. It's like I'm admitting that it bothers me. What if he just says, I don't know what you're talking about? I would feel so stupid.
That is a real fear. It's the fear of rejection. We think saying nothing is safer than risking that rejection. But let's think about the alternative. The silence continues, the resentment grows, the friendship slowly fades away over a carton of milk. Which risk is greater?
When you put it like that, the risk of the friendship fading is much worse. But I still feel stuck. I know I should say something, but the words won't come out. It feels like there's a wall in front of me. I don't know how to start.
That's the third and final barrier. The belief that you need to find the perfect words. We get paralyzed because we're afraid of saying the wrong thing and making the situation worse. So we rehearse complicated speeches in our head that we never actually give.
This is so true. I've been thinking about what to say for 2 days. Should I be funny? Should I be serious? Should I apologize, even though I don't think I was totally wrong?
The solution here is to stop trying to be perfect. The solution is simply to initiate. You don't need a speech. You just need an opener. A simple, repeatable phrase that can become a tool you use for the rest of your life. It signals one thing. Our connection is more important than our disagreement.
So if this is all true, if waiting is bad,
and we don't need to solve the original problem, and we just need a simple opener. Why is this so hard for everyone? Why do good friends let friendships die over small things?
Because we are not taught how to do it. We learn math and history in school, but we are expected to learn the complex skill of relationship repair by accident. And our natural instinct when we feel hurt or afraid is to pull back, to protect ourselves. So we wait, we hope the other person will initiate, but often they are in their own room, feeling just as awkward and vulnerable as we are, also waiting.
Two people, both waiting for the other person to make the first move. That's a sad thought. So all these ideas, they connect somehow.
They do. They connect into a simple mental model. You can think of it as the 24-hour rule. It's not a strict deadline, but a guide for your mind. After a disagreement, you have about 24 hours before the awkward silence starts to harden into something else.
So within 24 hours, I need to fix it?
Not fix it. That's the key. Within 24 hours, your only goal is to restore the connection. You don't have to solve the issue about the milk. You just have to restart the conversation.
How? What does that actually sound like?
It can be as simple as what you said earlier. Hey, yesterday was tense and it feels a bit weird between us now. I don't want it to be weird. That's it. You're not apologizing for your side of the argument. You are apologizing for the silence. You are taking responsibility for the disconnection.
I don't want it to be weird. I can say that. That feels possible. It's not about who was right. It's about the friendship. So the 24-hour rule is just a reminder. It's a call to action to be the one who is brave enough to initiate contact.
Precisely. It's a commitment to the health of the friendship. Think of a friendship like a plant. The argument is like bumping the table and spilling some soil. It's a bit messy, but not a big problem. The silence afterwards, however, is like forgetting to water the plant for a week. The plant can't survive that. The silence starves the connection.
And the longer you wait, the more resentment can build up. It's like the soil gets dry and hard, and it's more difficult for water to get in later.
A perfect analogy. So to use the rule, you just need to do two things within that first day. First, acknowledge the awkwardness. Use a simple script. Hey, I feel weird about yesterday. Or, can we hit reset? I don't like this quiet between us.
And the second thing?
The second thing is to make a plan to talk later if needed. You can add, we don't have to talk about it now, but can we find time tomorrow? Our friendship is important to me. This takes all the pressure off. You've repaired the immediate damage of the silence, and you've created a safe, scheduled time to deal with the original problem if it's actually important enough.
So you're not ignoring the problem. You're just handling the emergency first. The emergency is the silence. I really like that. It feels so much less confrontational. It's not an attack. It's an invitation.
Yes, you are inviting your friend back into connection. It is an incredibly vulnerable thing to do, to be the first one to reach out.
It really does feel vulnerable, but it also feels powerful. Instead of just sitting in my room feeling anxious, I can actually do something. I can be the one to restore things. I can be the one to acknowledge what's happening instead of pretending it's not.
And when you do that, you aren't just saving one friendship. You are building a skill for life. Every time you successfully initiate that conversation, you are proving to yourself that you are someone who can repair connections. You are someone who values friendship over being right. It changes how you see yourself.
So the goal isn't to never have arguments. The goal is to get good at repairing things after them, to not let the silence create resentment.
That is the modern skill. Disagreements are a normal part of any deep relationship. It's the repair that makes the relationship strong. Most people think strong friendships have no conflict. The truth is, strong friendships are simply the ones that have a good, fast repair system. The 24-hour rule is just one tool for that system.
I think I know what I'm going to say to my roommate. Not about the milk, but about the silence. It doesn't feel as scary anymore. It just feels necessary. It feels like the right thing to do for the friendship.
And that feeling is the entire point. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this mental journey. If there's a specific situation or another modern skill you struggle with, please tell us about it in the comments. We read every one, and your ideas often become our future episodes.